Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Thanks for tuning in again to another one here on the coach's desk. We'll be talking about Christopher Taylor in this one. But before we get into the details, my people, please remember to like the video, share the content, subscribe to the channel if you're new. Yeah? And please remember to tell a friend about us. Yeah, this is where you get your latest in track and field news and reviews. All right? So let's jump right into it. Yes, Christopher Taylor will be back on track in about over a month's time, or say 2 months, right? And listen, this is one of the most anticipated moment for me personally, and I can guarantee that a lot of fans are looking forward to see Christopher Taylor making his return, long-awaited return, after facing 2.5 years off the track, right? And this was because of him avoiding a doping test, right? That was the situation with Christopher Taylor. And it's a sad situation. And if I were to give my honest views on it, I think there has to be some misguiding in the whole process. You know what I mean? Um, and it is very sad that he would have faced such a situation, right? So at the time, the AIU basically banned Christopher Taylor for evading, for refusing or failing to submit a sample collection. That was in Kingston, November 2022. So his ban expire in May, right? So that's just a little bit over a month's time, right? And Christopher Taylor will be, well, he's actually 25 now, so that's a good look. He's still young, and I hope that he'll reap the rewards of even the rest that he would have gotten over that 2.5 years. It's kind of difficult sometimes to return from that, but it is a situation. So the what happens is that once you see a DCO, which is a doping control officer, once you would have made eye contact with them, there's no way you can pull off not taking a test. Yeah? I know the situation was explained. I know that Chris had to, be on a flight, but I think probably was a form of not being educated on the matter. If you see the doping officer coming and you move before the doping officer and your eye make four, you're good. But once they make contact with you and you and them having conversation, you have to provide that sample. Many persons have their own views on what transpired, on why he did not, produce any sample. They are theorizing that he might be on something. Um, it is hard for me to believe that. You know what I mean? But a lot of people theorize that. But the fact is that he wasn't able to pass the urine, and he decided to, board that flight. So that was the situation. But it's good to know that he is about to return. Yeah, he's about to return. And Christopher Taylor would have brought joy to several of us throughout the years, competing from Champs Day, from the time of Champs, even as far as his primary school, he would have been doing exceptionally well, and he would have won global titles at the youth level, all right, and he would have done well in terms of the Carifta Games, um, ISA Boys and Girls Championship, pen relays. He would have gone to done some excellent performances, setting the national junior record, 44.88. So, I mean, Christopher Taylor is a very, very talented young man. You understand? He has a 10.11, which he ran in 2018 over 100 meters. that equal the national U20 record, which is no more, of course. Right? He has a 200-meter time of 20.35, 332.29, 444.6, 3. So he has done exceptionally well in this event. He won knockout gold in the 400 meters. He won a silver medal at Eugene World Championship. So he would have been doing very well. Silver medalist in the World Under 20 Championship in 400 meters and 4x1. You understand? So he would have been doing well. Pan Am Under 20 200-meter champion. You know, so Chris has done it, right? But it is going to be interesting to see, very, very interesting to see where he will be going, where he will be. And when I say where he'll be going, I'm pretty much speaking of his distance of race. Will he be doing the 100 meters? Will he be doing the 200 meters? Or will he be going back to the 400 meters? From what I know is that Christopher Taylor, before this incident, was actually preparing for the 100 and the 200 meters, right? Because a lot of us saw where when he was competing in that 400 meters, every time after he competes, he would have been, going through some sort of breathing issue. And that could be a case because of the asthma situation that he has, you know. But it is interesting to see what thought process him and his team they're in, which event they're gonna choose for him going forward. I mean, we are not so charged up in the 200 meters. I think he's a pretty decent 200-meter runner. He has run 44.6, but with where the 400-meter is at right now, do you think that he's talented enough to come back in this 400-meter and perform? I mean, Christopher Taylor has a heart that is bigger than the frame that he currently has, So I don't really put nothing past this youngster. But like I said, I'm anticipating to see him return. I'm also anticipating to see what event he's going to be doing. I think for this year, this is one of the biggest comeback or biggest anticipation of a comeback for me. And I'm certain that several of the fans would have been very, very much keen on seeing Christopher Taylor return to the track. What say you? Your thoughts? Until next time, stay safe. Peace.